So I've decided to retitle this video to I lit my oven on fire trying to be a 1950s housewife. Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Victoria and this is Time and Tenderness, and I post videos about cooking, cleaning, and homemaking. And in this week's video, in today's video, I'm going to be doing that trend in which I do a day in the life of a 1950s housewife. Now, I couldn't find the exact schedule that other channels have been using, but I'm kind of going off of inspiration from other channels and videos that I have seen. I have already showed you guys that I woke up really early and made breakfast this morning, and I got dressed, and I'm kind of in a 50s inspired dress. Not really. It's a new dress that I recently got. I'll show it to you later. It is from Classy Loft, for which I am an affiliate, so the link for that will be in the description below. But yeah, I am all dressed up today. I am in my kitchen, and what is on the schedule for today is I'm going to bake some bread, do some cleaning, do some cooking. My husband is working from home still because of the virus concerns in the area, so it'll be kind of interesting to do all this while he's at home, because normally in other videos that do this trend, the husband isn't at home and he gets to come home to a nice hot meal. Well, he's home all day, so he'll get to see everything that I'm doing, and once again, he'll probably be popping in here a few times like he likes to do. So let's go ahead and get started on our day. I'm gonna do some laundry, do some cleaning, bake some bread, and hopefully you guys will enjoy coming along. And maybe I'll go to the store today. I do have to run to the post office, but it is raining and I don't like leaving the house when it's raining. So yeah, come along with me. So as you can see, it is very dreary out today. It is dark and mysterious, and you know it's very dreary when Miss Layla is having a very lazy day. Yes, you. Good morning. But yes, it is very dark out. We're supposed to actually get snow hopefully this week. And it's very wet. Hopefully later we get to fire up the wood stove. But so far, the main living space is fairly clean. I've been tidying up. I tidied up after breakfast. But I do have to do laundry. Laundry is my Achilles heel when it comes to homemaking. I don't like to fold. That is my problem, and I need to get better at it. And I've been saying for months I need to get better at it, but I continue to fail. But today I will conquer my mountain of laundry. Okay, so I started a load of laundry, and yes, I do separate my darks from colors. Well, specifically like more delicates from whites. And yes, I have a calendar. We have never changed our calendar from March of 2020, and I don't plan on it because as long as I'm concerned, this entire year has been March 2020. But yes, we started a load of laundry, and in case you're wondering what I use, I'm out of a few things that I normally use, but I use 7th generation, the fabric softener, and the laundry detergent, which I really like this laundry detergent, if it'll just focus. Come on, focus. There we go. Focusing. It is a small bottle but highly concentrated, and it's a perfect dose every time, so you're not ever using too much. So I did order another bottle of this and another bottle of this from Grove Collaborative, which is where I get all of my cleaning products from. And I ordered some OxyClean as well, some Oxy powder, so I really enjoy that. And now let's get on to folding laundry that I've been putting off folding for a while. This is what we're working with when it comes to a pile of laundry. I've got 2 baskets I need to fold and a pile of whites up here that I need to fold. And this is our spare bedroom, by the way. Kind of is partially a little storage room, which I'm trying to get rid of a lot of stuff. This is an old massage table someone gifted me back when we first got married, when I thought I was still going to be working as an esthetician. So I think I'm going to be selling that soon. And then I have a basket full of donations here. And then this is where I keep my vacuum and a little corner of junk. And I need to desperately go through stuff. And then this is my hope chest that I used to keep a lot of things in before I got married. It's empty right now, which I should start to probably utilize it for some storage. And then this is our linen cabinet that I use to store our extra sheets and towels in that cabinet. So, yep, this is our spare room. And let's get started on this pile of laundry. So finally, everything is all folded. I got some stuff put away and the spare bedroom looks a whole lot neater now. So I will show you. Don't mind my phone on the bed, but I got everything away. Once again, I have to go through some stuff that we need to donate and just find new homes for things. But yeah. Okay, so now that laundry is all taken care of, I'm gonna move on to baking a loaf of bread for the week. I just found this really easy white bread recipe on Pinterest. It looks like I can do it in under an hour. That's what the recipe says. Normally it takes me like 2 or 3 hours using my other favorite bread recipe that I normally use, but I wanted to try something different this week. So we're gonna be trying this one. So let's get started with that. So guys, while you watch me make bread this week, I did go ahead and find the Good Wife's Guide from Housekeeping Monthly, May 1955. And I thought I'd go ahead and read a few key points from this Housewife's Guide. And the first bullet point they have here is to have dinner ready. Plan ahead even if it's the night before to have a delicious meal ready and on time for your husband's return. The next bullet point is to prepare yourself. Take 15 minutes to rest so you'll be refreshed when your husband arrives home. Jumping to a few more bullet points from this list here, it says that we should clear away the clutter and make one last trip through your home just to make sure that everything is neat and orderly when your husband arrives home. The next thing is to always be happy to see him upon his arrival. Greet him with a warm smile and show sincerity in your desire to please him. Don't greet him with complaints and problems. The next bullet point says, don't complain if he's late for dinner or even if he stays out all night. Count that as a minor inconvenience compared to what he might have gone through at work. Now, I do have something to say about that. Jack has been late for dinner on numerous occasions, and I know that it's fine and his work is stressful, but if he ever stayed out all night and didn't even bother to text or call me, I will be having words with that man. Next bullet point I find to be very interesting, and it is something that I actually try to do. I've always tried to do it just because I thought it was something nice to have in the home anyway, and that is to minimize all noise. At the time of his arrival, eliminate all noise of the washer, dryer, or vacuum. Encourage the children to be quiet. Now, I don't have kids, but I do try to make sure that Layla is at least not barking or being crazy. That way when my husband comes home, he can just decompress from work. So while the bread is baking, I thought I'd go ahead and show you the dress that I am wearing. You've probably seen it in a few other shots. And also, everybody always asks me about this apron. It is available on my Amazon storefront, which is linked it'll be linked in the description down below, and it is also linked on the front page of my website. So I'm gonna take this off. Yeah. Alrighty, so I got this dress from Classy Loft. It has pockets. I hope you can see it. It kind of goes to my mid-calf. but I like it. It's really comfortable, it's well-fitting, tailor-fitted, and I am obsessed. But yeah, we have the bread baking in the oven. I'm probably gonna see if my husband would like some lunch and get working on that. And then I have another load of laundry to fold. I'm not gonna make you guys endure that again. And then I'll probably do the floors in the main living space here. And then I'm doing a 1950s themed dinner tonight. So we're gonna be having meatloaf, potatoes, steamed vegetables, and then I'm going to attempt to make a coconut cream pie from an authentic 1950s recipe that I found online. So let's see how this goes. Now this is like true sandwich bread. Like, that was a good recipe. I'm gonna link it down in the description below for you guys, but can't wait for this to cool off and maybe I'll make myself a sandwich a little bit later. I'm excited. This looks absolutely delicious. So for lunch today, I'm just gonna eat this little parfait that I made myself last week. And I'm gonna charge the battery on my camera here because it's dying, and then we'll start doing some more stuff this afternoon. Yes, I am sitting on my floor in my kitchen. I'm just taking a quick break. I ate lunch, cleaned up from that. I'm gonna start a fire, and I'm gonna show you guys how I make a fire in my fireplace. One of the first videos I ever posted on YouTube was how I make a fire in our wood stove. It's actually one of my most viewed videos here on YouTube, which is funny because the editing was so bad and the audio is so bad. I'm starting to get comments from really rude men for some reason talking about how horrible that audio is in that video. But it was one of my first videos and I didn't have a microphone, and I was still recording on my old iPhone, so like, cut me some slack. My editing and my audio hasn't improved tremendously. So I love our wood stove. It just provides our home with the best heat in the winter time. And how I start it is I do a little layer of paper, and I just save all the paper that we get from our Grove and Chewy orders, and I kind of do like a cross-hatch stacking technique of kindling, and we use some fat sticks that help the fire stay going when you're trying to light it initially. And then on top I put a larger piece of wood, and I go ahead and light it all up, and it usually takes off pretty easily. I have to fiddle with the air controls. You guys can go check out that old video that I did 2 years ago that the audio quality is awful. Let me know in the comments down below if you want me to remake that video and do a more detailed tutorial with better audio than what I did 2 years ago. Coconut cream pie recipe here on Pinterest. I don't know if you'll be able to see that on the screen, but it looks pretty simple, pretty plain. 2/3 cup of sugar, 1/2 cup flour, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 3 egg yolks, 2 cups of milk, 1 teaspoon vanilla, pie crust, cup of whipping cream, and toasted shredded coconut. So let's go ahead and do this. Hopefully, I have to do a double boiler. Sounds fun. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this. Okay, so hopefully this pie turns out fine because I am short an egg. So I'm thinking the egg is for thickening. So I added some cornstarch to the dry ingredients to help it thicken up a bit. So I just need to bake the pie crust, and then we're gonna make the custard and toast the coconut that goes on top. Update. I'm not going to do the double boiler method. It's taking too long and the bowl just doesn't fit over my pot. So we're just going to do it on the stovetop. made custard like this a million times before. I'm pretty confident it'll be fine. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is where things started to go very, very wrong for my day. So, ladies and gentlemen, I do not recommend this recipe.
Don't put it so close to the freaking top.
It's set to broil, honey. I'm sorry.
Did this happen to another pan?
Yeah. So I've decided to retitle this video to I lit my oven on fire trying to be a 1950s housewife. So now we're just gonna have custard pie. I'm gonna use untoasted coconut shavings on top of it. Yeah, we're not gonna toast them. I'm still gonna work on the meatloaf. Yeah, the show must go on, right, Layla? Yeah, the show must go on. Despite me burning every single granule of coconut in the oven, this pie did turn out really good without toasted coconut topping. Well, that happened. I almost burnt down my oven. So it's been maybe a half an hour since that happened. I made the pie, I just put the plain shavings, I didn't toast them. I think that is the worst housewife homemaker fail that I have ever experienced. And yes, I am going to include it in the video because it was part of my day. I want to be real with y'all that I'm not perfect, nobody's perfect, and we all make mistakes. And I have to try and sell that oven tomorrow. Yeah, because we went and ordered some new appliances last week and we're getting a new oven. So hopefully it still works after that, but we'll find out. I am going to make that meatloaf still. If you guys still even want to trust me with cooking after that. But yeah, definitely needed a glass of wine. Jack went and took Layla for a walk because she was all in a tizzy because we were, I'm kind of relieved but also upset I wasn't filming at that direct moment. Like I was moving the camera around so I didn't hit the record button. So the camera was off to the side and it wasn't on, and I went to go check the shavings. I put this, you guys saw me put the shavings on the pan and then take the pan and put it in the oven, and I don't know what happened. I was following the instructions and it said to broil it for 5 minutes. So I was putting it in the oven for 1 minute because then I wanted to take a spatula and like stir it around so that it all got evenly toasted. And as soon as the timer went off, I went and pulled open the oven and it went whoosh with flames, and I quickly shut it and I started screaming and I started moving everything out of the way. I took the laptop away, I took my phone away, I took everything away. And my husband came in, he's like, what's going on, what's going on? He thought I broke the computer because we just recently got that computer. And I was like, it's on fire, it's on fire. And he's like, the computer's on fire. I was like, no, the oven's on fire. And he didn't know what I was doing because I didn't tell him I was making a coconut cream pie today. I'm so grateful he was home because I have no idea what I would have done if he was not home. I would have been a lost cause. The fire department would have been here because I was getting ready to call someone, but we both smothered the vents on the oven. My husband smothered the vent on the front of the oven. I was smothering the back vent with some oven mitts, and we got the fire to go down enough that he could take the gloves that we have for the wood stove, and he could take the pan and take the lid that we use for the ashtray on the wood stove and smother it and carry it outside. Which that and he threw it out into the woods. And we're very fortunate that it rained all day today, that everything was wet and it went out almost immediately and he could just go stomp it out. But so I called my mother-in-law and I told her what happened, and I was telling her I was following an authentic 1953 recipe, and she proceeded to tell me that to her recollection, the ovens that are today, our modern ovens, are very different from the ovens back in the 50s. For obvious reasons, technology has advanced, but she says, to her knowledge, based on her own memories, the racks in our ovens are spaced differently than they used to be from the 50s. So when I was following the instructions for the coconut, to toast the coconut shavings, it told me to toast it on the broiler at the top rack. But the top rack on my oven is much closer to the broiler than it would have been back in the 50s. So that's what I think happened. I also, when I bought the coconut shavings, I feel like they were very fine, but they were the only ones that I got at the store, that I could find at the store. So maybe the fact that they were so fine played a contributing factor. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm just so embarrassed I did that. I'm so embarrassed that it happened on the day that I'm filming a YouTube video. But this is real life, and I'm sharing it with you all to share my fails, that I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect, and I hope this is a learning lesson for you all. That coconut is highly flammable. I do not recommend. Not ever, never again, never making a toasted coconut cream pie, ever again. So moving on from me almost burning down the house, let's move on to the meatloaf. I buy a meatloaf meat mix from a local butcher. To that I add a packet of French onion soup, garlic powder, ketchup, some milk, seasoned panko breadcrumbs, and normally I would add an egg, but as I had mentioned earlier in the video, I was all out of eggs for the day. Also some salt and pepper, as I am now being reminded from the screen watching this and narrating at the same time. So once I have all those things together, I go ahead and mash it up with a fork. I try not to use my hands just because the meat is still very cold from being in the refrigerator. I add it to a loaf pan, and then I'll cover it with saran wrap, put it back in the refrigerator for a few minutes until I'm ready to put it all in the oven together. Sides, I am on TikTok, so if you aren't following me over on TikTok, my username is thymeandtenderness there, but I follow some food pages on TikTok, and I saw this recipe that looked really, really good, and I tried to replicate it because of course I couldn't find the video. But you boil some small potatoes until they're fork tender, and then you mash them with the bottom of a jar or a glass, and then of course my husband got smart and got my meat tenderizer, and that worked a whole lot better than the mason jar that I was using. Once everything is all mashed down, you don't want to mash them completely. I spritzed them down with some olive oil spray, added some garlic powder, some salt and pepper, and for the salt I used big chunky flaky salt, which added some more texture and a little bit more flavor. Once they were all seasoned, everything went into the oven at 375. Please don't mind the fact that the camera angle is really, really low and I'm not entirely that focused, but look at this. This is my 1950s inspired meal. I've got steamed broccoli, meatloaf, and some potatoes. It's not the most aesthetically pleasing meal, but it tastes delicious. Well guys, I really hope you enjoyed this week's video. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Leave me a comment down in the comments down below. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok, and I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Bye!